Welcome back to the Prep Lab. This is Math Lesson 103, the properties of integers. This is my favorite lesson in all of test prep. So bear with me because it's extremely important. I want every student to watch this video. I want every student to study integers. Why? Because on the SAT and the ACT, the word that shows up the most is integer. And students miss the basics of integers because it's fourth grade level math. It's not that hard. You can do all of this. What's an integer? An integer is a whole number and its opposites. They are numbers without fractions or decimals. Negative numbers, 0, and positive numbers. -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. Those are the integers. Whole number operations. So most of the things that are done on standardized tests for college admissions are whole numbers. They're easy. You really don't even need a calculator if you practice. And of course the SAT has a section without calculators, so you have to practice. What are the adjectives used to modify integer? Let's go over them. Prime, multiple, factor, divisible, positive and negative, even and odd, consecutive, square of, square root of, cube of, cube root of. Prime. A positive number greater than 1 with only 2 factors, 1 in itself. A prime number must be greater than 1. 1 is not prime. The first prime number is 2, and 2 is the only even prime number. All other even numbers are a multiple of 2. 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, and 27. Those are the first 10 prime numbers. Memorize them. If you want a super high score, memorize the prime numbers that are less than 100. Multiple and factors. Multiples go up, factors go down. The multiples of 2 are 4, 6, and 8. The multiples of 3 are 6, 9, and 12. The factors of 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. 12 has 6 factors. They are the pieces that multiply together to make the number. What comes up? Only on the ACT lately. The SAT has dropped least common multiple and greatest common factor. Though the SAT loves adding fractions, so you got to know a common denominator, which is what multiples, which you need multiples for. So the least common multiple and the greatest common factor. If you don't know how to do these, the least common multiple is a number multiplied together. So 50 and 30. The least common multiple of 50 and 30 is 150. The greatest common factor. The greatest common factor of 9 and 27, excuse me, 9, of 12 and 27 is 3. 27 is 3 cubed. 12 is 3 times 4. 3 is a factor of both 12 and 27. Divisible and remainder. What does it mean to be divisible? 8 is divisible by 2. When 2 is divided into 8, you get 4 parts. What is a remainder? A remainder is when one integer is going into another integer and it is not a multiple or a factor of it. So 3 divided into 20, it goes in 6 times. 6 times 3 is 18. There is a remainder of 2. Remainders are always less than the divisor. The number that's in the numerator, if it's a number that's in the denominator, if it's a fraction, or the number that's being divided into it. Remainder theory was an old test prep thing. It still comes up every once in a while in the ACT. It's obscure. I really wouldn't worry about it, but you should know how to do it. positive and negative. The word positive is huge in test prep. Positive means that the number is greater than 0. Negative means that the number is less than 0. The word negative is not used as much as the symbol n is less than 0 or x is less than 0, meaning that it's negative. I've only seen the word negative in the 100 or so tests that I've read 2 times, but it's used, so you need to know what it is. The most used group of words describing numbers on the SAT and the SAT, on the ACT and SAT is positive integer. A positive integer are our counting numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Even and odd. An even number is a multiple. An even number is a multiple of 2. An odd number is a multiple of 2 plus 1. Algebraically, we can write an even number as 2 times n. We can write an odd number as 2 times n plus 1, where n is any integer, including 0. 0 is even. 0 is even. It is not positive nor negative. 0 is not positive or negative, but 0 is even. Consecutive. Consecutive integers are integers one right after the other. 1, 2, and 3 are consecutive. You might have consecutive even numbers. You might have consecutive odd numbers. Algebraically, consecutive numbers are n, n plus 1, and n plus 2, so on. Consecutive even or odd numbers are n, n plus 2, and n plus 4. You skip 1 for even or odd consecutive numbers. Finally, the square of. The square of a number is literally the number times itself. The square root of the number is what 2 numbers make it up. Students get these backwards all the time. The square root of 9 is 3 because 3 times 3 equals 9. And that's lesson M103, the properties of integers.